Mr. Zuckerberg and Facebook team, I'm very confident there's a plan that will open up government and allow you to build a unique social media product that you want to launch with other social medias with the goal of creating this concept mapping and skills mapping engine that will partner with the learning content that emerges. You want to focus on creating easy to approach tools for educators to create dissections of videos or articles and make easy to produce learning content like you see Mastery.com doing for management, compliance, and human resources training, also in OSHA compliance for different trades jobs. But you can make very complex subjects very easy to follow along with. I have the example of RSA advances to a very specific network that I will say is part of a continuous improvement strategy you really want to have. With how libraries are feathered together, you can come up with major market verticals that power industries to optimal levels. Some of those will be for medical records access, such that medical record systems are compatible and you get all medical records in an instance where it might save a life. But you still protect the marketplace. There's a way you can come up with a complex operational agreement, and those businesses driving 80% of total market share determine some profit sharing for the central layer that you're trying to make be its own profitable business. It has accounting reasons why you want to divide up that aspect of your business, and you can look at splitting costs and reducing your overhead. And it also creates a more competitive or a free market atmosphere where people can collaborate on how this infrastructure might evolve such that their products can exist in the marketplace as well. Maybe in medical records you have a specific advanced psychology product, diary ecosystem that you're very confident can be built. That's something I have some opinions on. But if you're coming together, you can imagine through social media, you can build this fielding and recruiting tool where people can talk about their differences in strategy, their differences in pitch as it relates to concept webs from learning backgrounds or knowledge backgrounds. And then you will be able to build this really interactive tool. And these examples are from Northwood Software. They would be a great company to partner with there. But there's a way to build this interactive skills map concept engine and have different companies compete to see who can implement this the best, but still have this system tied together on the back end such that the way the alerts are built for patent systems, the way different companies can network through a social media of their choosing, and social medias will expand into API alert systems in enterprise level solutions for managing potentially patent products or communications between team members, enterprise level management solutions that maybe you see Monday.com producing, but there will be specific patent APIs for patent alert systems and those who manage patents and want alerts relevant to specific technology webs that relate to specific skill sets. And that's how you bring conversations into focus. That's how we can explore really advanced topics. This is a different post style based upon a YouTube post alone, whereas the other example I had was for publishers. This is the publisher's format of one of these example linked contents, and you got to imagine a teacher or Khan Academy or a different Learn Academy has produced an easy to interact or easy to digest interactive quiz for breaking apart the subject, which maybe entices you to reach for different types of learning through the ways you can navigate the related content webs that would appear on the bottom. And this would be the difference between a post you click on, what your skill level is, what's being talked about, and so you would see some highlighted points in a concept web, and you would see what's between where you're at and what they're talking about, with potentially content between being populated down here. And so no matter what you're exploring, it will allow us to bring complex bids and discussions into greater clarity while bolstering the education markets and creating this huge opportunity to grow Facebook to potentially a $3 trillion brand. You could even imagine going so far in articles of incorporation, because of the specific security needs this will allow you to solve with feathering together libraries, making companies more efficient, and people being able to scout around through major market verticals, and the sales teams associated with product integrations for related APIs in major market verticals. For example, for an identity access-based system, you might want to move to one where your identity and your device and the software you're using are all verified when a transaction happens, that those are all trusted sources, and then it goes to approve and pull your information from a financial product through your identity layer. But there are reasons why, for advanced insurance networks with getting kids the ability to scout around for potentially mental health services, you want a network that can come together and talk about how insurance information can flow from a parent's identity to a child's identity. And you want to talk about, and we're talking about gun control frequently, there's going to be a Justice Department layer that ties to this identity product system. And all of these things, you can do advanced things with an active plate system for automating accounting and inventory transfers between systems, which will make businesses more efficient. But the bigger point is that social media can position itself to create this unique Cyberforce model and this continuous improvement paradigm for not just managing the joint infrastructures that power these markets to optimal levels, but exploring the entirety of different bids and different opportunities for those in the stock market to network and explore an idea they might want to invest in through the way you can present your pitch based upon these concept webs and related topics. But for Facebook, and particularly how you grow this brand, these are the key categories you'll want to think about. You want to think about Mastery.com and International Association of Professional Writers and Editors for producing your linked content systems and opening this up to teaching assistants and learning professors. And then you create this huge opportunity to grow the government model such that teaching assistants and associate professors, there's an economy for them to help you sort through the bid process in the form of creating these interactive quizzes and making complex topics more approachable. And once you have all that together, you can build a strategy capable of paying off the national debt. But it's going to be about social medias racing to implement this infrastructure together, and who can build the best way of navigating these incremental webs and powering the best ecosystem for the education markets to link into, such that you can build these relational skills webs as you go through your student career, and this will map and it will be part of what your resume, how people look at your resume in the future. This can be like how you interact with transcripts in the future. And so your transcript exists in the cloud through this social media interface. You can keep that private if you want to, but it's an enhanced way of looking at building a resume, and bringing conversation into focus, which could be tremendously valuable to focus on this specific social media toolkit with a launch strategy that I talk about in here. And so I can talk about a $3 trillion valuation for Facebook as they position our government to chase after the national debt and create this huge economic wave to pay for the green energy transitions and these more advanced infrastructures which will allow us to pursue the future boldly together. Thanks for watching.